God, I beg. I saw this my in school. What was time I get this? Hey? Don't bring to the mama like me, man. They don't fake this. I beg, maybe they don't do this. Okay, look at saying 25. Okay, 21. My ticket. You go happy today. You don't know me. Joy, Joy.
God have mercy upon us.
I know, man. You even shout you to come here, sir. I don't understand. I say, I'm not surprised you now. No, they come and say, you're waiting to say your results no good. The way you cry. I show you where they cry. They do this. They get eye. They watch waiting when they call whether na Instagram. I've been waiting.
Instagram.
Waiting when they parking stands for the gram. How many grams na they carry inside the instance? Go drop that thing. Make you sit down. Make we talk this matter. And come off this mommy water something when you they watch.
Mommy, which one is mommy water?
Now she calls Coco shake. Mommy,
Instagram. It's Instagram.
Instagram. Now why you they do Instagram and you know feel successful gram?
You? Jesus. This is shocking.
See all the joy when I carry come, you don't come out from my body. The matter will bring me come now your results matter. Now your results matter. You see this thing when you they watch now, you're not supposed to watch them. As I they talk to what is this woman name? Mama Christlove. That one when name all the children they act Christ. But she don't have for act Christ joy for your name. Because the thing where they do you now, you know no. I should see that. Make I tell you something. You not gonna believe her. You say you they struggle with 2.5. I been waiting you talk you they talk that in that day, me I don't understand. Saying a GP waiting be that again when you they talk. You say you they fail.
Mommy, I don't tell you I'm failing. How, mommy?
Waiting you can't talk.
I just said I've not reached first class now. Did I say I failed?
No, now the sense you go carry. Now, because you see, this my dress when you suck. So that's why I don't go school. Okay. I sabi book.
Sure.
Then Christlove ask me again.
Christlove. See what they talk. You say
I carry you go school make you come correct me. I be make you get first. You know if you carry first, but they teach me how to speak English.
Sorry.
The thing when I tell you, I see the mommy Christlove. She did not even me. She dey talk. She don't say my ear. They pick news well. So they come. She come. They say her picking. No, say her picking. Say she dey dance that day. Now she can't talk testimony for church. Say she dey thank God. Say Christlove gets. She carry first. And the first one will be normal first. To say na first. The people when they carry first. She carry first. But inside the first people.
Which one is she carry first inside the first?
No, they can't call. And they call you that day. You know pick call. Allow me make I finish my gist. And they call you that day. You know pick call. Make I tell you. Say Christlove carry first. Or people among people who carry first. She get front.
Am I Christlove?
So as you know the Christlove, you know they serve Christ. You know if you do what thing she they do, make you carry first.
Carry what she's doing. Will I not do it? If I know what she's doing, will I not do it?
Hey, you they even mix fruit together. What will be the name of that? You know if you give me make I chop. You they chop fruit salad.
You want to finish it?
Joy always chat. I put about John Nefa. Now what do you do with this?
You want to finish it and go. Go.
I don't know what can me come. I go say chop. You see when they talk now. You see this your phone. You think that do something make go better you. Then she call tell me say the Christlove. Say the doctors they tell me say they do video. When she they talk am. What did she do? When she take carry the first among the people who get first.
Yeah, video they Instagram.
You know, see, when people they do weird, I don't. She say, how? Waiting be that thing again. You know, say again once in this pipe. I don't know whether the place. They say inside the pipe.
Which pipe?
Say na tube.
This woman, wait till you they talk.
Say inside tube. She do am.
Inside tube.
The tube.
YouTube. Thank you. YouTube. Now you they call pipe.
Yes. So they go inside the tube. Then she do am.
They go inside the tube.
No worry, they talk. I'm not the tube, man. She say na even your mates they even do am. This girl when her name they like people but I don't get. She say in her own favor, she do am for the YouTube. Come open your YouTube, make you see am. You go there in her own favor channel, you go see am.
Yeah, I don't have YouTube.
You go
Instagram.
You go come out the gram where they put for instance. You go come out and make you put the YouTube. Make you know they watch naked people where they shaking am. You know they give person first. See, make I tell you that I go hold my breath for you. I know when they waste money, they trek. Don't when I make the way I know where you know go carry first. Make I even come out my anointing oil and make I pay for you. So this is where you go. Jesus name. You go get it.
Don't this one now.
Open your brain, make I put am. You go. As you they read, you go they understand. You know go they watch people where they shaking ash for ground where they inside again. My thing when I see they work for me with that. You say you don't open them.
I'm even following her. See, I'm subscribed already.
You just say you know just subscribe. I she beg you say make you subscribe. You know they play am. You they play am. How many videos you don't ever watch for? They're waiting in the talk. If you they watch you for don't pass.
I'm watching it already.
All right, Christlove, thank you so much for choosing to do this, right? Like, I'm really grateful. I know this is not your kind of thing, but then choosing to come and pour yourself out to people. Some people would rather hold on to what they feel they know that can help others than really share it like this. So, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, basically, we want to know your name. I've already called your name, but what's your name? One fun thing about you and your CGPA.
Okay, my name is Christlove Christ-Otubor. And one fun thing about me, I love playing football.
Okay.
Then my CGPA is
What's 5, please?
5.0.
Like the 5.0 that I know, another 5.0.
I don't know any other.
Please lay hands on me, man. Please lay hands on me.
All these things
Like,
are vanity.
really, please
They
give me your
don't matter.
vanity.
Please come and
I
collect.
value your vanity.
If you buy it, I'll give it.
Except that it's not givable. We all have to work for it, right? All right. Were you always this good academically? If not, can you share your transition story? What changed? How you made this shift?
No, I think I've not had any issues academically. I think it has been okay. I won't say I was the best student every time,
Okay.
but like I didn't really have any issue academically. Like I just do
Just
good
kept
enough.
going.
Yes, it's just good enough for everybody to for the grades to be okay to be able to progress to the next level.
Wow. All right. Okay, there's a saying that academic excellence isn't accidental, right? Like, I know like there are some persons that are born genius, but then there's still something they get to do. So what are some non-negotiable habits or daily routines you adopt from day one of the semester to position you for success?
I don't have that.
Hmm.
I am me generally. I do my perspective with with what I do is let me please God with what I do. I don't always do it right, but at least I try. Then from the my dad has this attend all your lectures, do your copy your notes yourself, don't copy from others. So I try to do that as much as I can. Then perhaps like paying attention during the lectures to understand as much as you can. Those are for me. Those are
Your
my
basics.
yeah.
And it has helped you thus far. You know, when you mentioned your dad, right? It then begins to strike me that for you to be doing all of this and not have like some very stringent, TDB stuff mentioned already, it means your parents had paid the price to sort your foundation out. So you just grew into it, and it's not like some afternoon habit you are trying to pick up anymore. It's something that has been worked in you. So you just know the little things to do that makes big results for you.
Yeah, especially the school I went to for
Yeah.
primary school. It was not a conventional Nigerian school. It was it's ACE, Accelerated
Okay.
Christian Education. So that sort of system, it depends on the student,
Okay.
not on the teacher. So if you're learning fast,
Hmm.
you can even move to the next class, and your the mates you entered with
Would still
will remain.
remain.
So it's based on your pace, how fast you are willing to learn, how fast you are willing to work. So like it's not it was not there was pressure,
Yeah.
but like you it's a pressure you put for yourself. If you decide
Okay.
not to, nobody
But
really
you will just stay
you
there.
just
So they ensure that the students have known it before moving.
yes. So we
Wow.
have this thing called paces. It's like a textbook and workbook all together. So when you finish that one, you write a test. So in a we had 6 subjects from your higher classes. So in every term you were supposed to do at least four. So that's 24. 4 times 6. But some people were good, some people were reaching 6, some people were trying to reach 8. So it was more of a system. So a lot of students did and compress 2 years work into 1 year. So it's a system that rewards your hard work.
Yeah, from your primary, like, did I even remember what did I do in primary school? Oh, just eating balls. I know also me eating balls, but I don't know that we're playing under one mango tree. We'll now go, there's something they call udara. I don't know what the name is in English, but we'll just go and lick that thing during break. And when you come to class, you don't know what your teacher is saying. You just be sleeping, and nobody sends you, basically. At the end, you will not know what you did, but you still carried first. So I like that your foundation is this fixed, and your parents were intentional about ensuring that you had this coming up. So now that you are in the university system, you really don't have to like beat yourself too much, even when you're still putting the work, right?
Pressure.
Right, kudos to your parents, actually.
Thank God for them.
Yeah. So, can you walk us through what your study routine looks like before, during, and after study? And like before, during, and after study session, like how do you make it effective, not just a long time on the book reading?
Okay, normally
Mm.
for myself, before I read, I have this prayer of God direct me to what I should read because
Mm.
I'm not like I don't have time to sit 5 hours for any course. It just doesn't work with me. So I pray first. God
Mhm.
should direct my reading. Okay, so based on then when you listen in class, there are stuff that the lecturer talks about. So then during reading, I sometimes
Mm.
my laptop screen I divide it into.
Okay.
It's not a habit I would recommend.
Yeah, but there are people that would align with it, right?
Just to keep my head in the game, the series was on one side and
The book.
the book is on another side. I think there was one time me and you were studying in one class and you could
Mm.
hear that there was even loud music. But the thing is that it's not fixed for me. the thing is, once I do something the same time over and over, it doesn't work for me.
So you're fluid.
And if I stay back consistently for like 2 weeks, or by the third week, I don't think that thing is going to. So I have to now think of, okay, what's the next? Maybe I'll now say once in a week I should be coming to school in the night, or I should get an office to be reading in or something. So I'm always, for me, I hate when you say this is the only way to do it.
Routine.
I cannot function like that. I like the freedom.
Are you related to Elon Musk?
Maybe you'll find me.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you just find what works for you and you're doing it. You know, I one time saw you make like this. You have a
Okay.
jotter and your jotter is not like the standard jotter, they are piece of paper, like sheet of paper around the back. And I was wondering, are you sure this guy is serious? Like, how does she keep these jotters? It's not a book. Yeah, the time that lecturer was saying, no, serious, they don't have good jotters at all. So I don't know, how do you do those things? And I see you divide them into what's
Different.
happening there, please.
Okay, that one was for physiology and biochemistry. That was how I majorly studied those two courses. Because remember, we went on Christmas break. Then January they were already saying exam. They had not moved the exam by then,
Yeah.
and I was like that semester I was not reading anything. So when you're now seeing, I'm now seeing the bulk of the workload.
Yeah.
So I think like around 3rd January or so, I had asked my parents to come and drop me. So I was already in the hostel.
Yeah.
So I just, it's a full scholarship. My dad had a lot of them at home, so I just
For papers, yeah.
yeah. So I just folded them. So, and that one is for when I'm reading a textbook.
Okay.
Yes, but when it's like classes or the slides the lecturer
Slides, yeah.
recommends, I have a book for that,
Okay.
so that I always know, okay, this is what the lecturer said. Anything outside that is accessory knowledge.
Okay.
So I know what the main stuff is. Then this is to help me. That's
Okay, so like you make like summaries in those papers, those
like I'm
sections you've
forming my own
decided, you're
notes.
forming your own notes in those A4 papers that you've. Okay, that's nice. How does assimilation work for you?
I hate cramming.
Okay.
Anything I can understand, I do it as fast as possible.
Okay.
Because once you just understand, you can apply the rule to
So
a
like
lot
how
of
many
things.
times do you have to read for something to stick for you?
Okay, so first I like to just glance through the slide. Let me know what the
Is going
content
on,
is.
yeah.
Yes, I might not even understand, but I'm just seeing that okay, this is eventually we're going to come across to this. Then when I now begin to study, I remember what the lecturer said. Then I now begin to understand. So at some point through the glancing, maybe I now see. I remember that I saw a mechanism when I glanced. So when I'm now seeing the explanation, I'm able to connect it. Also, before I read that page, I'm already getting an idea. So that way is
So from your effective listening in class to your glancing through and then coming again to read for, so like 2 times you have to read your
yeah.
or more.
Sometimes it has to be more. Sometimes after that studying, you just look at the past questions that you might have
Okay.
access to. Then when you're now reading, because it's no. I hate when I go and study um
You don't need.
what I will not need. Not like I will not need, but like they will not ask me the way I'm stressing over some stuff. They won't ask me that. So I'm already okay. This slide I'm looking at. These are the sort of questions I can cover. I just try and
So
answer
it
that.
channels your reading to be more focused and faster, right?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Do you believe in quantity over quality while reading? How do you ensure your study hours are productive, not just some time spent on a book?
I remember one time I went to John Kosh's side and I saw that they were studying, him and his friend, and they were studying. And I think one of the things he mentioned was always read the lecturer's slide. So first, I read the lecturer's slide.
Okay.
After this, anything I want to go and read after is probably because I saw something that maybe he did not say.
Explain well.
So read the lecturer's slide first. If you're able to get the concept, then any other thing is accessible.
Okay. Most students struggle with finding studying exciting. Like, what mindset shift has helped you to make studying something you actually look forward to throughout the entire semester, not just exam season?
To be honest, I don't find studying exciting at all. It's just sometimes you think it's something I have to do. So probably including leisure time for yourself or a reward system. Some people reward system work for
Okay.
them. But for me, this is what has to be done. Look for the fastest way you can breathe and just do it. So sometimes I mean January I had to do a lot of that for those
You are
200 level course. So maybe I'll just play it. I might not even be paying attention. I'm just playing it. Let me be having an idea, small, I'm putting my thoughts together. So at least by that time, maybe when I'm not reading, I'm now seeing that he has made reference to something and I'm just putting my chin up fast.
What does a typical day look like for you? Are you like reading? Because like 5 0, I say you must be reading every day. Like, how did you do it? Like,
See, I mean, I know it's God's work because I know
is
I'm
that the
not
rest of us are not serving God?
I think this one we have to table it before God.
Christ love.
We have to table it before God because I don't. Sometimes I have to plead with God. God, I have this so much to cover
Yeah.
in such a little time, and it stemmed from laziness that started during the first semester. So sometimes it takes me about 1 month to tell myself that almost school has resumed. Let's start some sort of thing. So it's God's work. Then I prioritize understanding over cramming. Like you said, quantity and quality. Quality, please, because if you can cram something and The pharmacy lecturers now, the way they are trying to groom our mind, it is not direct. So you might have crammed something, and just because of the way a question was asked, you do not even know that you have the answer because you crammed, you did not understand. So quality
About
understanding.
quantity, yeah. All right. At the start of every semester, right, everyone has this big energy and we jack like never before, before the fire burns out or quickly, like, do you ever feel this way? Like, because by semester beginning, people are making promises, like now New Year goals and all of that, some of us even paste A's on our boards, we had stuff. So before you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the fire don't die. Like, how do you ensure that, okay, you have like the way your momentum is from the beginning of the semester? It's like always like that for you throughout. Like, and if so, how do you do it?
My momentum, I feel like my momentum comes, like I said, perhaps like 1 month after. Maybe within that time, my brain just tries to assess the semester. Okay, this is what this course is talking about this semester. So anything we're doing, I'm trying to connect it to what maybe the course code or whatever is. Maybe that one, I just take life as stress free as possible. Then
Thomas school, you are taking like stress free.
you, you cannot let them do you too. Then one.
All right. That's a footballer speaking. All right. So let's talk about when things don't go as planned. Like I said, some people you make your plans and then you don't before you notice I've piled for you. Or maybe like what do you do when your grades don't match the amount of effort you've put in? I can't even relate that to you. Maybe when you're in primary school, in secondary school, or sometime in life,
You must feel
or
some
maybe in one
pharmacy
test
school.
or something.
You
Like
must feel
what do
some.
you do when that moment comes for you?
Well, so when the failure comes, it's just learn. What did I do wrong? Oh, because I like the system here. If you fail one thing, it doesn't mean you have failed everything.
Another lecturer.
Exactly. So I fail one thing. I just look at, okay, this is what I failed, and probably check up with the person that didn't fail. Then know my mistakes. Then onto the next. No time to. Nobody will change the grade for you.
So like you
Onto
still
the
need people
next.
to teach you.
Oh,
No,
people.
no, no, no.
Actually, I look for the fastest way to solve any problem. If I know
Yeah,
somebody that
fastest
will just
way.
explain it and I
Like I
don't
saw
have
you
to
in one
do,
tutorial. I wanted to come and pursue you.
ah,
Why are you depriving me?
don't come and spoil my my helper. Oh.
All right, all right. Looking back at last semester, right? Is there anything, any regrets you have, or something you wish you had done differently that viewers could learn from?
Okay. And for me, I don't think academically, but I think like outside school, I want to
Okay,
be involved in more extracurricular.
okay.
Even like some of these scholarship things they talk about, I've not really paid
Look at
attention to them.
you.
So I think there are things I should be paying attention to. Getting at least I try small to be involved in our extracurricular, like the PANS election and things
Yeah,
like. At least I don't want to be academic, especially for something that
just book smart.
yes, that I'm not. It's not something that I say I want to go into the academic line. So I have to make sure that I'm
Wait, yeah,
getting.
yeah, you're right.
I'm not going into by God's grace. I'm not
Oh, I
going
remember
into
one
the
time we
academic.
discussed about your football, right? And you were like, "That's really like what?" And I can't. Did I say anything? I did not say anything. You can literally see the vibe, the personality in her. And it's funny how you are good at literally anything you put
By
your
God's
hands to
grace.
do by God's grace. And then I'm actually realizing that you're really spiritually rooted. Like you take everything back to God, not your hard work, even in as much as your hard work is necessary, but you have this deep spiritual routine that it's obvious you're rubbing it on my face since the beginning of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm excited. I'm excited that you have that inclination to something that is bigger than you actually. And you know that all of this in as much as we call it vanity, it's kind of vanity, but not vanity. You get it's still needed in this world, right? And then your excellency brings glory to God, and I'm happy that you are able to direct it to Him. Actually, thank you so much for bringing out that spiritual part of you, even in academics. Thank you. So do you have a social life? Let's talk about that.
I have a social life, but not that type of not the social life
Like
that you
secular,
see in or
social, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Instagram. I
Okay,
I
okay,
I go out when it's
okay. Like you're
convenient.
not the media person. You're not the social media person.
No, more of the time I prefer being behind the camera.
Okay.
I'm busy in front, the one that
Yeah,
takes the
behind the
picture.
scene, yeah.
So
Not the
at
front.
least in church, I am in the photography unit. So
Okay.
I like that sort of thing. So maybe that one helps me with exposure. So sometimes I go to cover some events. So then sometimes I go and hang out with my friends. Not so often because when you do it too much, you will allow too many
Yeah,
vices. And
yeah,
so
yeah.
the social life is good.
Okay, so I don't know. In quest for your excellence and while you've been going, have you lost friends along the line?
Mm. Well, I don't know. Perhaps I did and I did not notice. Because most of the people that are close to me, at least there's something that keeps us together.
Yeah.
So if you notice that what I'm doing is not aligning with you, I will not stop you. Me too, I want you to
Like,
progress.
do you even send people like?
Oh, I
Sometimes I
said,
feel like you
though,
don't know that people exist, but it's because you're very one man gang sometimes.
yeah, Father,
So
that they don't see me with anybody. Well, so sometimes life is easy that way, but not all the time because there are times you now have to bear those things on
yeah,
yourself. Well, like I have friends,
okay, like you have a very small circle of friends.
or it's a very large circle. that
There is no one very
there
close.
is close, that type of thing. But I like with most people, I feel free to like talk with most people that I
But you have people like in your inner circle, aside your mom and dad,
yeah I do.
siblings.
No, yes, my siblings, but you know there are things. People are not the same age, so there are things. But like within my age, like maybe you've even
You
seen
have
him.
friends.
Yeah, sometimes he comes around to talk.
Him, him.
But like but like since we grew up very very young, so it's easy for us to
So
relate
you
to
have a
that
him
kind
in
of.
your life.
No, I do not. But
All right, all right, all right. That's on a lighter note. So burnout is real, right? Especially as the semester gets intense. How do you manage academic burnout and keep yourself energized and focused?
last semester or last session, I was intentional about exercising.
Okay.
So sometimes in the morning, maybe when we don't even have tests or I did not have to read through, I just got for a light walk. And plus, I was trying to prepare for a lot of competitions last year. So I had to,
Yoga,
yeah, Nuga, other
your other
competitions.
boarding games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to at least take care of my body a bit. So that helped me. And we, like I said, applying what we learned, we from PCP, we already learned how stress and how
Stress
some of,
coping
yeah. So I
mechanisms.
was kind of intentional. My feeding too, sometimes I'm intentional. I have to eat fruits this week because I've not done this in a long time. Then sleep. I like sleep. Last semester, I was sleeping in class. During our
Even in
breaks.
TDB.
Even in TDB. There was a time I stopped coming for sleep because I did not see the use. I thought it's a consistency because it was like I was doing it a lot, so it became too ineffective.
Yeah, too usual.
So sometimes I sleep. I even sleep throughout the night, and I come to class in the morning, and that day I'm still tired. So when we have those breaks, I sleep through them. When the lecturer comes, wake up, listen, go home and continue and rest. So those breaks are very important.
All right. So people often say stuff like "na book we go chop," you get. So, but clearly, right, excellence brings opportunities. Can you share some real life benefits, opportunities you've gained by being a dedicated student?
Not in university.
Okay,
Not in
okay.
university.
Yeah, you can still share it.
No, it's not like a major anything. When I graduated and I was the overall best in
Okay, okay,
secondary
okay.
school, the valedictorian came
Yeah,
and
celebrated
yeah,
you.
so there's that. But like that's what I'm saying. I have to be intentional about some of those like scholarships. At least let me not
You would,
waste
you
something.
would get a lot.
Yes.
So finally, right, what's the best piece of advice you would want to give somebody out there who is struggling academically and would want to come to something as close
God.
to something as close as what you have right now, and most likely what you have in pharmacy school and in other courses?
Just I don't know. I just enjoy know what works for you. That's just
Mm,
no as early as possible. Just know what works. That's what I can say.
really?
That's what I because I don't I'm
Yeah,
not that person that I'll say early in the morning you wake up, you look at I don't know. Just know what works for you. I know
yeah,
that a loose
find
timetable
you.
works for me. So
Mhm.
I enjoy
You lose
my loose
timetable.
timetable. But there's people that have to be very strict. Make sure that you do that and you're consistent at it and that's
Okay. Is there any unconventional thing that you feel you do that some students take for granted that has worked for you academically?
I'm not that special. I just, yeah, I just come. Let's okay. This is what they say we have to do. It's just to zone in your mind. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what we have to, do, and this is what
I
we'll
think
do.
as what's unimportant as it seems, the fact that you say you prioritize listening and you prioritize making your notes in class and then using that note as a guide to what you're reading and not just reading loosely. I think it's also something unconventional that people take for
I'm
granted.
praying too.
And then your God as well. And I think it's something unconventional that people take for granted. I see some people, once the semester gets deep, they don't even have a devotional time again. They don't have their quiet time. They are not praying anymore. They are all book, which I am not less guilty of, and I think since I fixed that part of my life, my academics has been better. And thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you for putting yourself out here. And even though you like being behind the camera, and I know that fame will soon find you, even though.
Amen.
So thank you so much.
I'm watching it, see no network. But after watching it, see
No problem. As you say you don't watch am, I believe you with my chest. Make you dey watch am, oh.
how could they watch am?
Make you dey watch am,
I
oh.
heard you now.
I don't plan to sleep for this on a banana place. Which kind of room they keep on analyzing a place in this? Kind room, no be bed dey here. This one. I beg, I don't dey go. All the video when you don't see. If you like, make you know apply am. You see the one when you watch, make you get another one, make you watch again. And my house I dey go. And make you watch am. Make you share for your friends. Make you share for your friends, even your friends, enemies. Make them for self, make them go get sense.
Mommy, come and be going. They
Eh,
go.
my house I dey go.
They
You see
go.
the
Bye bye.
as I dey talk to you, sef, my husband they even miss me, sef. And where that thing when you been the chop, make I carry one spoon chop too again. Make on.
See as you can't rub oil for my face every
I mean, who they sell am?
They go.
Don't
You not go even buy them. They go.
They want to come on.
I've heard
You
you.
don't favor.
Mm.
What and you like, you go encourage her, you go subscribe.
Mm.